How we doing, guys? So, this draft is actually a couple weeks old. The other week I didn't go drafting because it was snowing like a bastard out. Like a bastard. And then last week was St. Patrick's Day weekend, so I figured I'd save my pennies for St. Patrick's Day, and, and then I ended up not doing anything on St. Patrick's Day. Go fig, right? Speaking of saving the pennies, I found out today by that my registration on my motor vehicle was expired, and I found that out when one of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts finest brought it to my attention. Yeah. Less than an hour later, I had the whole registration thing squared away, but I still have to deal with the ticket. And the state trooper that issued it to me actually told me, if you get this squared away fast, just request a hearing, and I'll probably be the one showing up, and hopefully everything will just get squared away, and the fine can be dismissed. And I'm hoping that's the way things end up going. I mean, like I said, I got it squared away in less than an hour, and heavens forbid, actually going through the RMV, in less than an hour, in and of itself is amazing, you know what I'm saying? But, so anyways, these two draft decks from a couple weeks back. This is both of the draft decks I did the other week, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. I went Boros both times, and I wasn't exactly planning to. One of the things I'm actually enjoying about Gatecrash is the Boros being around, because, Boros are awesome. But, I don't know. So anyways, first deck, which is from here over. Mana fixing, I've got a Prophetic Prism, which isn't bad. It's a mana fixer. It's a filler card that replaces itself. It's alright. And Boros Keyrune, which, in addition to being a mana fixer, is also a creature. That's nice. Martial Glory is a nice little card. Best case scenario, you use that and you end up eliminating two of your opponent's creatures, or at least eliminating one and saving one of your own. It's a good card. What else we got here? Removal type things. I've got 2 Angelic Edicts, 3 Muggings. Mugging is nice because even if you don't kill the creature, it can't block that turn. That's good stuff right there. Let me see what I got here. 2 Skinbrand Goblins and a Vaishino Shanktail. Those are all really good. The Blood Rush mechanic is really solid. I'm glad. I mean, not only is it also a very red ability, really, even though it exists in green as well. But hey, instant speed pump is also a green ability, so that's all well and good. It's great to see that in the Gruul colors, but it's great that, of course, you have it in some of the mono-colored creatures, because especially Boros can take some awesome advantage of that. I mean, just awesome. I mean, heavens forbid, just being able to throw 1 red mana to give your Keyrune, if you animate it and swing it, give the Keyrune +2/+1, suddenly it goes from doing 2 damage to doing 6. Hello. Evasive creatures. Millennial Gargoyle. It's playable. It's not fantastic, but it's playable. Assault Griffin. It's a 3/2 for 4 mana. It's okay. 2 Beckon Apparitions. What was really nice at one point is I don't even remember what the hell I was a little bit hard up for creatures at one point. My opponent had a low toughness dude on the board, and I mugginged his dude. And then I'm trying to remember how exactly it went. I did something. I don't even remember what now. But it put a card in my graveyard, somehow or another. I can't remember how. I was shy of guys. I think what it was is I Martial Gloried one of my guys on the offense, and then I Beckoned Apparition and exiled the Martial Glory, and then I cast another Beckon Apparition and exiled the original Beckon Apparition. But whatever, right? Either way, I got a couple guys on the board fast with evasion. That's always nice. Evasion granting, Madcap skills, and a Skyblinder staff. The staff is it's pretty solid, especially on a flying creature. Yeah, it can't be blocked by non-fly. It can't be blocked by flyers. Hi. That means it can only be blocked by dudes with reach. I mean, that's pretty saucy. Madcap skills is really nice. God freaking damn it. Alright, I'm gonna try and do this through. Hold on. Alrighty then. Where was I? Alright, the Beckon Apparitions and the Madcap skills is great. Nice little evasion. Miscellaneous creatures in here. The Zerachi Tiger. Night Watch, technically not a creature, but it gives you a pair of 2/2 vigilant dudes. It's not too bad. Ember Beast it's actually reasonably solid. Yes, the drawback is a pain in the buttocks. Otherwise, not bad. Hellraiser Goblin's a two-edged sword. I mean, giving my dudes haste is great. You know, it's a deck that's supposed to be aggressive anyway. But what was I saying? I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be an aggressive deck anyway, but it can work against you during those times when you really need to be on the defense. I mean, you can get around it for a turn by casting your creatures in the post-combat main phase, but it's not quite the same. I also had a Burning Tree Shaman in the deck. It was foil. I kicked it into the prize pool. I didn't get it back. And I can't remember what the heck it's called, and the picture here is on my phone is blurry. But the 4/4 guy for 6 mana that has fire breathing and inflatable toughness. He's okay. I generally don't like to go that high on the mana curve in Boros because, by all rights, your opponent should really already be dead by the time you have 6 mana. I don't even remember what my keeper was out of that. Prize pool, I picked up like an illusionist break. Well, actually, no, I think the bracers was my keeper, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. The bracers was my keeper, and I picked up the Wrecking Ogre and the Spark Trooper out of the prize pool. Spark Trooper, you know, he's sort of a lifelink ball lightning and all. Yeah, it's nice. Second draft had a fair amount of battalion type shenanigans going on. I mean, I had 2 Boros Elites, an Ordoon Veteran. That alone is nice. 3 armored transports helped to make sure that I could maintain my ability to have battalion. Had a Guild Gate and a Prism for mana fixing. Had an Assault Griffin, Daring Skyjack, who's a 3/1 who gets flying on battalion. Boros Legionnaire, Millennial Gargoyle. Ordoon Veteran, 3/1 double strike on battalion. I think I mentioned that a minute ago anyway. Removal had Angelic Faith and a Mugging and a Shattering Blow. Meh. You're just looking to fill a card slot when you main deck a Shattering Blow most of the time, you know. Another thing on the Angelic Edict is it's number one, it's exile, so indestructible. It doesn't care about indestructible things. Another thing is creature or enchantment. That's important. I was able to. There was one game where I ended up top decking an Angelic Edict right after my opponent played Assemble the Legion. That was awesome. My opponent plays Assemble the Legion, and I'm like looking at it. I look at my hand. I look what I have on the board, and I'm like, crap. I don't have any artifact. I don't have any enchantment removal in this deck. And then I top deck an Angelic Edict, and I do a double take on it. I'm like, wait, holy crap! And best possible time for me to draw it. Another Martial Glory. 3 Skinbrand Goblins, a Scorchwalker. Once again, Blood Rush dudes. They're awesome. Need a creature? It's a creature. Is it going to be more powerful to have a pump spell when you attack? That's what it is. That's great stuff. Blind Obedience was my keeper out of this. All artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. All well and good. The Extort was a nice little thing on top of that. Skyblinder Staff, once again, okay, is reasonably okay. Riot Gears, they don't thrill me, but they're playable. Blah blah blah. Prize pool, I picked up the Assemble the Legion and Immortal Servitude and a DCI Hellspark Elemental that somebody had kicked into the prize pool, like a packet of those. Don't know where he got them from, not going to ask. But it was nice of him to kick them into the prize pool, you know what I'm saying? I also want to say a couple of words right here on hate drafting. It's not something you should really get too strongly into the habit of doing. Hate drafting is when you draft a card not for your opponent, not for your deck, but when you want to deny an opponent of having the card. The thing with hate drafting is you do it too much, and you've just basically got all you've got is a bunch of cards in colors you didn't want to play that are kind of solid and all, but you don't have anything cohesive. So that's why you don't want to get into the habit of hate drafting, right? But on the other hand, if there's nothing in the pack for you, or you see something that's stupid dangerous in the pack, okay, hate draft it, whatever. Or sometimes, heaven forbid, you just end up drafting things and then changing color, which effectively turns things you've already drafted into hate drafts, right? Well, right here, first draft. Where did I draw the line? Right there. Okay, gates aren't really much in the way of a hate draft, to be perfectly honest. But on the other hand, some of this other stuff, actually, these really weren't part of that either. Here we go. This is what I wanted to talk about for first draft, for hate drafting. Things like Wasteland Viper. Creature gets it's a Blood Rush. It's a 1/2 Death Toucher that for a single green that you can Blood Rush for +1/+2 in Death Touch. That's nasty. That's nasty stuff. Really, any of the charms are worth hate drafting most of the time. Billistered Spy. It's a 2/3 flyer that when it hits the board, you mill your opponent till he finds a land. Yeah. Way of the Thief is, even by hate draft standards, Way of the Thief isn't really a priority, but if it's the best thing left in the pack, even if it's not in your color, just take it. Just take it. Hands of Binding. People playing Cypher cards are going to have evasion abilities. And Blue's got a few good evasion cards hanging around, and that thing is ridiculously annoying. I mean ridiculously. The tempo loss caused by your opponent ciphering and being able to hit with like an unblockable or difficult to block creature with a Hands of Binding cipher onto it, that can cost you a game hard. Second draft, a couple of hate drafts I picked. Once again, another charm. Flyer, 2/2 Flying Extort, 3/1 Flying Trample. Key Runes make a good hate draft. Undercity Informer, sacrifice a creature, and your opponent mills till he finds a land. I mean, yeah, these are all cards that can be really nasty. Really nasty. So, yeah. So just a couple notes there on the fine art of hate drafting. Don't rely on it to win games for you or anything, but if you can kneecap your opponent during the drafting process, so much the better. So much the better. Alrighty, so I will catch you guys later. I need some R&R. I'm definitely gonna draft in tonight, even though I probably can't afford it comfortably. I can still afford it, but blah blah blah. Alrighty. Be good, fellas. Stay safe. Happy gaming. Blah, blah, blah.